Good morning, guys, and welcome to a new vlog. It's actually not the morning, it's the evening, and I'm just sat having a snuggle with this one. No, she's just jumped off. Do you not want to say hi to YouTube? Huh? Do you not want to say hi to YouTube? Yuppie sit. Do it inside speak. Do it inside speak. Do it inside speak. Do you not want to do an inside speak? Because Mama's got the microphone. You may pet me, human. Yeah, good morning. Or good evening from us, as I said. I have just had a shower and I'm about to make some dinner. And I thought I could... Hello. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Hello. Hi, is a waggy butt. Hi. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've just had a shower after that gym session that you would have just seen. I tagged on 45 minutes on the Stairmaster, so I was a sweaty mess. And I'm just away to make dinner, and I thought this week's vlog or this week's video could be about a little bit more about nutrition, because I get asked quite frequently about recipes and what we eat and stuff like that. Steve and I are quite boring when it comes to like food. We have the same breakfast every day, which I will show you in this week's video. We have very similar lunches, and then dinner tends to vary. I tend to sit on a Sunday and just make a little bit of a meal plan for the week, but we tend to have like 2 meals throughout the week that I like batch cook or make like more portions than the recipe suggests. And then we'll alternate between them two. And I tend to put it on the little fridge. We've got like a fridge magnet. Let me show you. Yeah, so this is like our meal plan for the week. It's extremely simple. It's nothing fancy. But as you can see, we have kebab and like a pasta pot, like that we vary between. I have chicken that needs used this week, so that's what we're having tonight. Just chicken and bulgur. But yeah, kebab, pasta, kebab, pasta. I'll spice things up on a Friday and have chicken burgers. And then Saturday tends to be like steak date night. But yeah, that's usually how I lay our week out when it comes to food. Nothing fancy really like that, but I'm away to make a chicken and bulgur, and I thought I could take you along. A little bit of a trigger warning, I suppose. I am going to mention like weight gain, weight loss, calories, and a few other bits. So maybe click off if you don't want to hear me talk about that just for a minute. But yeah, so I've had a couple of comments recently asking if I'm pregnant. I am not. Thank goodness I'm not a very sensitive or overly offended person, because comments like that, you just need to be a little bit careful with that. But I have put on a bit of weight. I have put on a fair bit of weight. I don't know if I want to say that I've put on a fair bit of weight. I think in summer, or just after summer, I got down to about 62 kilo. That's kind of like my comfortable weight. I'm 174, so 1 meter 74. I No idea what that is in inches. I think it's 5'9", I want to say. Anyway, I'm 174 centimeters. I naturally carry quite a decent amount of muscle mass. So like my comfortable weight is about 62. Now, because we are trying to get pregnant, it's known that if a female carries a little bit more body weight, her hormones are a little bit more balanced. So hence why I decided to put on a little bit of weight, because I was at a comfortable weight. I felt very like confident in my body, but like I was very defined. Like you could see my abs. I didn't really have that much of a stomach, and yeah, so I decided to put on a little bit of weight, and was fairly relaxed over like leading into winter, Christmas, New Year's and January. I have been quite relaxed. So my body weight is up to, it can fluctuate. Obviously body weight fluctuates throughout the week, but it fluctuates anywhere between, I would say like 66.5 to 67.2, something like that. Some there or thereabouts is where my body weight fluctuates. So I have put on 4 to 5 kilo. And although I'm very aware that I'm doing this for a purpose, I think, again, this is quite a tricky subject to talk about, but I think because I've always been, like my weight's always been around like 60, 62, 63, not always, but for a good few years, I just feel like I'm on the heavier side, and I'm still getting used to this new body shape, if you want to call it that. Anyway, I pigged out over Christmas and New Year's, and I kind of just want to get a little bit of a grip without being like too restrictive, if that makes sense. So the food that you're going to see in this week's video is predominantly going to be breakfast, lunch and dinner. I mean, like I said before, breakfast and lunch are pretty much the same every single day. So I thought I could show you that once and not bore you with that too much. But I will show you like the dinners we have. Does this mean that I don't treat myself to something nice? No, this is what I mean. Like, I'm not being too restrictive. I'm just trying to be a little bit more conscious of what I eat. And again, I'm not saying that I want to drop body weight. I'm happy to maintain or drop a little bit, but I definitely don't want to gain any more, if that makes sense. And just after picking out over Christmas and New Year's, I just need to get a grip, basically. Good morning from the next day. I completely forgot to film breakfast, just because I was in such a routine. Yeah, I was just in such a routine when making breakfast. But it's lunchtime, so I thought I could show you what we have for a typical lunch. Why are you staring at me? Yeah, we usually have wraps, but recently I've decided that there's so much unnecessary shit in wraps that you buy from the shop that unless we have to be really quick, I quite like making my own wraps. So that is what I'm currently doing, and I thought I could show you. Here is said dough. This makes 12. I thought I could trial freezing some and like seeing how long they last either in the cupboard or in the freezer. Yeah, for anyone wondering, making wraps really isn't that hard, is it? It's flour, salt, olive oil, warm water, knead it to a dough, let it stand for like, I usually let it rest for like 10-15 minutes and then divide it, roll it out, and Bob's your uncle. When it's in the pan, you're looking for little bubbles like that, and then you flip it, and there we go. Easy as that. And on said wraps, we are going to have salad, tomato, cucumber, bit of carrot, bit of hot sauce, and some ham. And that's as easy as that.
But you were going to record everything you're eating, eh? Mid-afternoon snack of... You want to explain how you made that one, did you?
It's a couple of hours later now. We're back home. We are showered and we are in the process of cooking dinner. And this is what I'm cooking. This is not one of my own recipes. This is a trusted recipe that I once found online, and it is this one on a website called, see if it can focus, VJ Cooks, and it's called a one pot mince pasta. That's what it looks like, ready or made, and it's delicious and it's quite calorie friendly. Yeah, I recommend this to all my clients, and I make it myself probably at least once a month. I make it for us because it's literally so easy. Oh, I'm not really in focus there. It's literally so easy. You do have to excuse the mess everywhere. It's driving me bonkers, but I've not had time to tidy yet, so you'll have to grin and bear it. Yeah, it's so easy. All you do is chop up an onion, fry that off a bit, then put in your mince in the same pot, put in your spices, Italian spices. I use a mixture of oregano, tarragon, thyme, parsley, bit of onion powder and some chili flakes, with tomato paste, crushed tomatoes, a stock cube. I like to put in a little bit of like, if you've got red wine. If you're in the UK, these, but I'm being very precious with them because you can't buy them in Sweden. Swedish alternative is this, cooking wine. Put in a whole pack of pasta, together with milk. I use almond milk because again it's way more calorie friendly than normal milk, and a little bit of water, and then you just boil that for about 15 minutes ish, 12 to 15 minutes, and that's your dinner ready. The recipe says this serves 4. Ends up at about 700 calories a portion if you divide it into 4. What I usually do is when I'm watching my food a bit, or I am dieting a little bit, I divide it into 8. So 8 smaller portions for me. Now that Steve is here, God, that sounds like, no, but before Steve moved to Sweden and it was just me, I would divvy it into 8 portions, and I would have half my plate filled with salad, the other half with pasta. But Steve's a big lad and he needs his calories and he needs his food and he likes his pasta, so this will probably make about 6 portions. So my 2 will make 4, and then he'll just have 2 normal size portions. And that's our dinner then for today, Tuesday and Thursday. So on Thursday, this is how I like to schedule. On Thursday I go to like a hierarchy class in the evening, and by the time I get back and I'm showered, I then don't want to stand and cook at like whatever time, 7, half 7 at night. I don't want to start cooking, so just makes life easier, isn't it? doesn't it? It just makes life easier, doesn't it? If there's like food ready in the fridge that you just need to heat up. Making a salad doesn't take very long. It literally takes 5 minutes. So yeah, that is dinner for tonight. I shall show you once it's all plated up and we're sat down ready to consume it. What's this? Look at Lily's. Wee! There's Mama's. There's Mama's. On the note of honesty, look at this. On the note of honesty, it's Fettesdagen, fatty day, and in true honour of that, we're having a semla. So good. For those of you who don't know who this is, it's a bun filled with almond paste topped with whipped cream and a bit of, what's that called? Powder sugar. What's that called?
Sugar.
Anyway, in true tradition, when there's cream involved in something, hop up.
Look at that crazy eyes. Hold on.
The rest is mine, puppy dog. Good morning. All she wants to do is play. Good morning and welcome to breakfast. Jesus. Welcome to breakfast. I thought I could show you. Us actually making breakfast because I've had a few people on Instagram when I've posted about this on Instagram ask me about this, as well as a couple of clients. So I thought I could actually show you how we make it. Is oats, scrambled eggs and homemade hot sauce. I know it sounds disgusting, but it's actually really good, and it's the breakfast we've had for the past 2 years, pretty much every single morning without fail. And if it wasn't that, it's been eggs and bacon on sourdough, but that's on the rare occasion. She's a way to get a breakfast too. Yeah, that's only like on the odd occasion, but yeah, I thought I could show you how we make breakfast. Said eggs and oats, and then you top it with homemade hot sauce. Oh, I might have gone a bit too much there.
You fucker. You complained about how hot it was yesterday morning, and now you've done. Okay, enjoy.
Yeah, I will. Breakfast of champions. Toppings of a choice today, either salsa, very low in calories, or this kebab sauce, which also is quite decent. What's this? 30 calories per 100 grams. 170 calories per 100 millilitres. To be fair, I usually have about 50 grams of salsa, whereas this I might have like 10, 15 at most. Yeah. Someone wanted more salsa.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10, 15 grams of this I'll do. So what's that? 25 calories, roughly the same. And then this is 324 calories for 100 grams, which I've almost perfected to a T to get about 10 grams of this. So that's about 30 calories. And for a sauce, I think it's quite decent, isn't it? Most sauces are like 500-600.
Are they?
Yeah, like mayonnaise, cream-based sauces are like easy that.
I'm so unaware of what's in calories.
What's in calories?
Yeah. What calories in food?
I think because I've been eating, or this is what I used to eat when I was dieting, and I used to have the same amounts for months on end, several times a week, and you just see the same things, so it's drilled into me.
Probably when you came to visit me, you had a bottle of wine, you went on a bear crawl, pub crawl. Remember that?
Yeah.
I can't calories anyway. Well, you should have, but you weren't.
It was very aware that in a glass of wine there's about 200 calories.
Yeah, but you had a bottle.
Oops. First of all, excuse the hat hair. I've had a hat on all morning, and you can tell, and yeah, little lines on my forehead, so excuse the appearance. I've just edited this video that you've just watched, and I have to apologise that it seems quite, what's the word, discombobulated. It's all over the shop. There's clips missing that I was 100% sure that I filmed, so I've either not pressed the record button on the camera, or when I transferred them from the SD card onto my laptop, something's gone wrong, because I cannot for the life of me find the clips. Yeah, such as me making that last meal, the kebab and potatoes. I filmed the whole thing, and the only clip that I've got is us sitting down at the table saying, "Oh, my toppings of choice." Yeah, toppings of choice for what, Cassandra? Yeah, that was chicken kebab and potatoes and a salad. What I'll do, for anyone interested, is I'll put like the recipes and stuff in the description box, so you can go and have a look and see what it is that I've eaten, the stuff that I've not actually talked about or shown you. I will pop in the description box. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed a slightly different type of video this week, but I hope you enjoyed. Thanks again for clicking on this video and yet again giving me your time of day. I hope you're all well. I hope you've all had a good week, or you're about to have a good week whenever you do watch this. And yeah, I will see you in next week's video. Bye bye.